Hi, I'm Andrew and welcome to the Neon Knitter. So, this video is going to be another store tour. Now, I say store tour because it's not exactly an LYS tour. So today I went to the Textile Center in Minneapolis, which, if you don't know, the Textile Center is a fiber arts or textile arts place where you can, the Minnesota Knitters Guild has their office there, the Minnesota Weavers Guild has their office there, lots of things are there. There's even an entire library dedicated to fiber arts and textile arts related, knitting related, anything, books and magazines. A whole library. You have to be a Textile Center member in order to check out those. Whoops. I'll pick that up later. You have to be a Textile Center member in order to check out the books and stuff. But in order to shop there, you don't have to be. And the Textile Center opened recently a store called the Stashery. They converted one of their classrooms into the Stashery. And what the Stashery is it's basically a thrift store for fabric, yarn, sewing machines, and sewing patterns, and knitting patterns, and anything yarn, like knitting, crochet, sewing related. So you can pretty much guess that I felt right at home there, and I had a great time, and would definitely go again, and would recommend 100%. And if you're in the Twin Cities and you have something you would like to donate, by all means, call them and set up an appointment and donate your stuff. Yeah, so without further ado, here is my tour of the Stashery. Okay, so here's what I got at the Stashery. First, I got a zipper. So, if I can get it out of here, it's a black zipper. The backside shows a little more metal than the front side. Anyways, I got this zipper for a project I'm working on in my sewing class. Because for my project I need 2 black zippers and they only have 1. Well, they technically have 2 black zippers where my class is, but the other one's too short. Because I am going to be sewing a knitting project bag with a matching notions bag. So the zipper they already have there is going to be for the notions bag. And so this zipper is going to be for the special pocket I'm going to make inside the bag to stick my notions bag so that I always have it with me. And so I need a zipper pocket on the inside of the bag for that. So I got this zipper for 50 cents. So that's a good deal. And then I got a piece of fabric for $1. This is a bunch of sew-on patches. And there's directions at the bottom here. And gives you ideas of what you can put them on. Anyways, there's 5 African animal patches. I know there's 6 of the patches, but pandas aren't African, so that's why I said 5 African animal patches. But you cut them out and sew them down on stuff. Let's be honest, I got it for the zebra one. I really could care less about the rest of them. Let's be perfectly honest. I want to put the zebra one on a top of some sort. I don't know if I'm going to sew the top myself or if I'm going to just purchase a top and then sew the zebra patch on. I don't know. I might find something for the giraffe one. I don't know. But I'm definitely going to use the zebra one. The rest of these, I don't know what to do with them. The panda, there's a lion, an elephant, and a tiger. If you guys have any suggestions on what I should do with those, please leave a comment down below. I really only have an idea for the zebra one because I'm obsessed with zebras. So yes, please leave a comment down below on what you think I should make with the other 5. Especially any suggestions for the giraffe one, because that's my second favorite one. As well as any theories as why they would include pandas with a bunch of African animals, because I'm confused. I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't just put like a leopard or a cheetah. I think that would have made more sense, but pandas are cute, so yeah. So that was $1. And then the final item I got, there's going to be a little explaining here, because this isn't really something I've talked about on my channel too much, and I want to this may or may not come as a surprise to you guys, based on some of the things I've knit before, especially with my most recent finished object, which was that one shoulder tunic that you saw in my podcast episode 20. But not all my clothing is gender conforming. I'm somewheres in the LGBTQ community. I don't know where yet. And as I mentioned in episode 20, I did go to Pride Fest with one of my best friends. And so, and while I was there, I did learn that there was a part of the spectrum called questioning, because Q can stand for queer, but it can also stand for questioning. I'm probably in questioning at the moment because I don't know where I fall in the LGBTQ community because I identify as he, him, his, but I sometimes wear things that are very feminine. Like this particular top, if I wore masculine things, I wouldn't make this. Guys, all of my short sleeve summer tops I've knit are very feminine in my opinion. So, yeah, I tend to just wear what the heck I want to wear and it doesn't bother me. So, needless to say, I bought a sewing pattern and it is for a dress. And yes, I'm going to make it for myself. I own several dresses and I do actually wear them. And in the future, I do have plans to knit a couple of dresses. That's mostly why I didn't want to show my acquisition in my most recent podcast, was because I was still trying to figure out how to tell you guys about this, because the acquisition is going to be used to make a dress, but I'll talk about that in my next podcast, potentially. Yeah, so it's stuff like that. It's just I'm trying to figure out how to be comfortable sharing it on the internet because I want this to be a safe, supportive community and not people going, oh, you're a guy, you can't do that or whatever. So I've been a little nervous to share this with you guys, but I think this is the time that I share this with you guys. And yeah, so I bought this pattern. It was 50 cents. Really good deal. And I plan to make the sleeveless one. Maybe someday I'll make the one with sleeves. I don't know yet, but I plan to make the sleeveless one. Not sure what I did with it at the moment, so I do have to locate it before I can show you guys, but you'll see it in a future video. But I have some peacock fabric, some peacock feather fabric that I'm going to make it out of, assuming that I have enough, because I only have 2 yards of it. And they're in 1 yard increments. And it was fabric I got at Walmart several years ago. So, yeah, we'll see. It is quilting cotton, but hopefully I can make the sleeveless dress out of it. Apparently there's lining fabric I have to procure, so I will figure that out, but I want to run it past my sewing instructor first to see what they say, because I want to worry about my bag I want to make first. But yeah, just know that this is a future project that I want to make. So yeah, so I got this bag, these sew-on patches, and I got this zipper. All three of these items, I paid $2 for the whole, all three together. $2. So I think that is an amazing deal, and the Stashery is totally worth checking out. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about the Stashery. Oh, they did have some sweater quantities of yarn for like 40 bucks. Really good deal. There were some fancier yarns that were sweater quantities that were closer to 100 bucks, but still, good deal for what it is. Yeah, so that's all I have to say about the Stashery. And please, no negative comments down below about the way I choose to dress. And I just want to make this a safe space for me to share my creations and be myself. But I knew I was going to have to tell you guys eventually, because there's going to be some very feminine things I make in the future, and yeah, that's just who I am. Some of my shoes are very feminine also. You guys probably won't see that in my videos because my videos aren't about my feet, so yeah, but but I do tend to wear very feminine footwear also, so it's stuff like that. But I just want to get this out there so that I can feel comfortable sharing my creations and not saying, hey, I have 0 whips and 0 finished objects, when in reality I finished a dress or something. So I just want to say that I've never knitted a dress before, but I have some coming up. And so, yeah, both sewing and knitting. So, yeah. Anyways, no negative comments. And I'm Andrew. Thank you for checking in here at the Neon Knitter. Go check out the Stashery, totally worth it. And I will see you in my next video.